Action tonight and a call for help. There's a mission to take an old piece of Indianapolis history and turn it into a beacon of hope for a struggling neighborhood. But time is running out as we approach a looming deadline. On the corner of Raider and Udell Streets on the near northwest side sits Old Fire Station 9, built back in 1897.
This firehouse is one of the last commercial spaces that's still standing in this Northwest Landing area. So a lot of them have been demolished and taken down, and we want to put them back.
Sharon Clark hopes this old building can ignite a new hope for the people in this neighborhood. She already imagines her vision coming to life.
The biggest thing for me is just activating the space and people moving and coming in and out, and our seniors having a place during the day while kids are in school to come and do their thing, and helping people find their happiness and their health and wealth.
Sharon is focused on renovating this historic firehouse that was in danger of being demolished until she and her husband worked hard to acquire it into a neighborhood community center, a true cornerstone on the corner in this community.
The reality is that there are lots of needs in this community, and there are lots of resources in the city of Indianapolis. And we really, truly believe that we're here to connect them.
Several years ago, Sharon and her husband Tim founded Aspire House, a community organization committed to improving the lives of those who live on the city's near northwest side by building housing and providing easy access to educational, arts, and agricultural programs, among other goals.
Now listen. What this couple's doing sounds phenomenal. Sound like phenomenal people. They're trying to give back. They're trying to help. They have hope. I would just tell these people that feed these people with a long spoon. That would be my advice to this couple. Feed these people with a long spoon. Okay? Because when you get too close, and I've chronicled this so many times, and they look like you can see the light in their eyes. They still have that, they don't have that look that the people from this part of Indianapolis have in their eyes. These people have a look of a light in their eyes, a gleam, like, a goodness in their eyes. It hasn't been, we're not hardened and grizzled. And getting too close can be a major mistake. Okay. So you see this broody. So I bring you this beauty queen, Miss Mississippi, and her bodybuilder husband. Beauty Queen Mystery. 7 chilling details in the killing of Miss America contestant's bodybuilder husband, who was shot after baby announcement. Oh, this happened last week. Zero news coverage. The bodybuilder husband of a former Miss American contestant was shot and killed on Saturday, just 2 days after they had announced that they are expecting a second child. Thomas Hand, 37, and his former Mississippi wife, Christine Kozlowski, were preaching in a neighborhood in Montgomery, Alabama, when a teen reportedly shot him out of nowhere. Okay? They were going around preaching. That's what they did. They went to the neighborhoods and they preached to the people. Tried to, tell them about the good news, the word of God. And a teen just came up and shot him out of nowhere. In front of his wife and his toddler. Now, You may think that this is the type of story that would get national attention. No. You can't allow stories like this to get national attention. You can't let stories like this get, this does not go with the narrative. This beautiful family, they just announced they were expecting another baby. The 2-year-old son was with them at the time. So they felt comfortable bringing their son. This guy felt comfortable bringing his wife and his 2-year-old son into the hood to preach the good word. Jeremiah Walker, 17, was arrested at the scene and has been charged with capital murder. So Jeremiah just basically threw his life away. Could you imagine how many programs and services there were there? People trying to get him, trying to corral him. You just can't stop this stuff, man. You had a guy coming out into the streets preaching the word of Christ to them, and he shot him. You can't help these people. Hand was reportedly a born-again Christian and turned to the religion in 2018. He and his wife had a Saturday tradition of sharing religious beliefs in low-income areas in Alabama. There is no motive. Okay, so they have the guy in custody. The guy, Jeremiah Walker, is in custody. They have debriefed him. Their final analysis after debriefing him is that there was no motive. He just walked up and shot the guy dead in front of his wife and his kid. Okay? No motive. All right? All right? There's no motive. That's it. He was gunned down in front of his wife and his toddler. They were visiting in the Alabama neighborhood to talk religion with strangers at the time of the attack. A friend of the couple's told the Daily Mail that they had moved to Alabama from New Orleans, which I've been doing a lot of stories. You've seen the stories I've been doing on New Orleans. New Orleans is out of control. I've done several stories in the last few days on New Orleans. So they moved to Alabama from New Orleans to avoid the spiking crime rates in the city. But here's the problem. Then you went back into the hoods. There's a stand everywhere. There's multiple stands everywhere. You went back to a stand in Montgomery to preach the good word. And I'm telling you, man, that was dumb. You might as well have stayed in New Orleans. The friend says, it's crazy because he was telling me every day, I want to get away from this crap. Go buy a house in Alabama. And then this happened.
The reality is that there are lots of needs in this community, and there are lots of resources in the city of Indianapolis. And we really, truly believe that we're here to connect them.
Several years ago, Sharon and her husband Tim founded Aspire House, a community organization committed to improving the lives of those who live on the city's near northwest side by building housing and providing easy access to educational, arts, and agricultural programs, among other goals.
Kind of breathe new life back into this part of the city, this near Northwest neighborhood that has sadly suffered some serious disinvestment over the last 4 decades.
But this one has the original windows, which we love, and then the slope of the roof. So we think this is going to be a great space for someone to be in and live in. And then it also...
The firehouse renovation could get a boost if Aspire House rallies the community to fulfill a challenge to raise $50,000 by February 1st. If that happens, a matching grant kicks in from the Indianapolis Housing and Community Development Authority's Creating Places program. And $100,000 could go a long way to help.
One of the bigger expenses is the commercial kitchen in the back. The near Northwest is quite a food desert, and we want to help do our part to kind of combat that. And we know that we need to have a space that produces good, healthy food. That expense is a lot more than I ever thought it would be.
The renovations will provide Aspire House with a new central location to offer community meeting spaces, the commercial kitchen for healthy food prep workshops, apartments for low-income residents, while all preserving the historic integrity of a place built to save lives.
I'm a pretty optimistic person, and I'm driven to make sure that this happens because these folks and everyone else, they need to know that the near Northwest is a great place.
Well, the long-term plans include building more affordable housing next to the fire station building, as well as improving lighting in the neighborhood and bringing more art to the area.